Good morning, everybody. Beautiful weekend here in Utah. I hope you all had a good one, too. It was just gorgeous outside. I know it was because I looked out the window and saw how beautiful it was from my office because I worked my butt off all weekend just to make things go. Of course, I went to church and that, but I am on fire, and I hope you are, too. But in order to, if you have a message, you have to deliver it properly. And there's one thing you need to put in your mind about telling your story. You need to paint mental pictures. If you go back into the Scriptures, go into the New Testament and see what Christ did. He told parables, didn't he? I mean, instead of just saying in Scripture, thou shalt not, or thou shalt do, or whatever else it is, he told parables so that people could understand and relate it with how they were living and what was going on within their life. And it's the same thing that you need to do in telling stories. And first of all, learn how to paint mental pictures, and there's ways to do that. The second thing is people really won't believe in what you say until they really believe that you believe in it, and they believe in you and what you're saying. So become a product of your product so that you can do that, and they want to know about you. What's your story? Why are you promoting whatever you're promoting, be it a product or the business opportunity, which is our best product that we have to sell. So you want to lay a foundation. And, of course, my story was very interesting because I was an industrial chemist, and I manufactured industrial chemical products and sold them in very large containers, from big tankers to 55-gallon drums and 5-gallon buckets, and we made massive amounts. I had a big soap mill. I made powdered soap, and we sold to hospitals and laundries of all kinds and hotels and motels and nursing homes, and I made floor finishes and disinfectants and insecticides and herbicides. I sold to agriculture, food processing, all kinds of manufacturing businesses, transportation, trucking, all of that. I had a lot of products. I developed about 400 of them. And I thought I had a pretty good business going, but I was dealing in massive volumes of products, and I had about 30 professional salespeople working for me. Before that, I was the national sales manager and sales trainer for one of the largest industrial chemical companies in America, literally in the world. And so I have a vast amount of experience in that. And yet, here I am in network marketing rather than sell to these huge accounts. I mean, I had all the Albertsons food stores, and there were 900 of them across the country at supermarkets. And the largest nursing home chain in America was my account. And those are the kinds, and I had almost every casino in Vegas, and it goes on with this type of thing. But from that, here I am in a business that's selling people some toothpaste and some hair shampoo and a little mouthwash and some skin lotions and a product to improve their health or to make them live longer, but small bottles and not in blue 55-gallon drums with a label glued on it, but in beautiful packaging supported by literature and videos and DVDs and all kinds of things to make it go. So why did I change? Well, I changed because, number one, I like people. And I found a discovery that years ago that would grow hair. And it was wasn't one of these snake oil. It was developed at the University of Helsinki in Finland, where they're doing skin cancer research. And they found an ingredient that was used just in the formulation to keep oil and water together in a medicine they put in it. But the medicine wasn't working. It was the emulsifier, and it was emulsifying the hormone that causes male pattern baldness. So as they rubbed the treatment on men's scalp to try and do something about skin cancer, nothing happened there, but they started growing hair. So they did a 3.5-year study on it, and they found out that DHT for the first time was what caused male pattern baldness. And they found the hair follicle at that time was not dead, which medicine and science thought was dead. I mean, and that wasn't that many years ago. That was in 78. So that shows you just how unknowing we were at that time. And so as I saw that, I thought, wow, there's lots of people who have lost their hair, and so I'll add it into my line. And that's my story. I put it into my industrial chemical line. I went to the supermarkets, and I knew that the top owners of these companies. I said, can I put my product on your shelf? And shelf space is hard to get. And they said, yes. And then I realized that I'm not going to be able to sell it there because I put it on there, and Food and Drug Administration said I couldn't grow hair. And yet I was growing a lot of illegal hair all over America with people that were using this product. I was trying it out. But I realized that people could put it on, and if the results were self-evident, they would do that. And here was a massive breakthrough. And the University of Helsinki also said the ingredients used in almost all hair shampoos retard hair growth. And I looked at that, and I went to my bathroom and picked up my bottle of hair shampoo, and I looked at the ingredients, and yeah, there it was, sitting right there. But the other thing that shocked me, there were all these cancer-causing ingredients, or carcinogens, potential cancer-causing ingredients, toxins, that I had to warn my customers about with my heavy-duty industrial products to not get it on their skin. If they did, and even my workers had emergency showers to flush it off. And it so shocked me that I thought, I was showering with this stuff every day, and there's no warning on the label. So I asked the suppliers, is this the same? Have you done something to make it different in personal care products and hair shampoo and toothpaste? And now I look at my wife's lotions, and it's in there, all of these toxic ingredients. They said, no, it's the same stuff. It's just they were grandfathered in years ago, and just like smoking, you can't get rid of them. They're approved. I said, holy moly. Does that statement date me? Dan, I guess it does. But holy moly, I could not believe that the government would allow that kind of thing to go on. I mean, once you knew, jerk this stuff off. But the lobby is so big. Look at it with cigarettes. They can't get rid of cigarettes, so how they can get rid of ingredients in hair shampoo? So it put me on a course for a mission. And I said, the first thing I'm going to do is build products without these toxic ingredients. And that's what I did. And so I said, I have the world's best products because of what's not in them. Now, isn't that a remarkable statement? The world's finest line of personal care products because of what I don't use. I got sued over it. I had companies sue me. Nobody ever dared take me to court once they saw the evidence that I had about the toxicity of the ingredients that they were using in their products that they never knew anything about. And their scientists didn't really give a hang, and most of them didn't even make the products that they were selling, and they were just selling, well, it's approved to use by the FDA. Yeah, so are cigarettes. So it's the same deal. So that started me off on this mission. And then as I realized, look, here was a very simple compound that was growing hair, and I made a product, and it was growing hair. I don't make that product today, but we're working on something. Well, we've got something out right now, but all you can say is it makes hair look thicker, more youthful. It appears to be more full, and that's the legal claim you have to make with the FDA. You can't say it grows hair. You might be growing hair like crazy with the product, but you can't say it grows hair, or that's you're criminally growing hair. Isn't that something? You can criminally grow marijuana, but of course, if it's medicinal marijuana, then I guess that's okay. I mean, isn't it a crazy world we live in? And so I listened to all of this, and I thought, you know what? I'm sick and tired of them using us, and maybe I'm a captain underdog, but I want to fight the fight. I want to bring this to people so they can make intelligent choices and know the toxins they're using. And I want to let them know that these endocrine disruptors are sexually inhibiting the development of their boys and overdeveloping their girls and affecting men and women, and they're causing cancer. That's what I want to do. And, you know, not a popular thing with the government or to expose these ingredients that they've approved and for other companies to be using them. And here I am saying this is the potential harmful, toxic ingredients are there. But you know what? I dang well don't care because they're wrong and we're right. And so that started my mission. And then out of that, I found most products for hair growth were bought by women for men. Quite interesting to me because I'd been in the professional industrial chemical, high pressuring, selling all kinds of things for selling products. And here was women buying hair growth products for male pattern baldness for men because they were nurturing and they're caring. So out of that, I had a lot of requests for what do you have to remove wrinkles? I don't know. What do you have for cellulite? I don't know. All I know is wrinkles don't look good and cellulite looks worse. So I said, I'll go see if the science has found anything. And before the Internet, I went up to the University of Utah Medical Library, and I spent countless hours. I started subscribing to publications from all over the world, and I found something growing down in the Andes in Chile that they were using at the University of Concepcion on burn victims. and they were heating the skin up scar-free, and they noted in it that it was removing the wrinkles. And I thought, wow, but it wasn't on the marketplace. So I had them harvested, grind them up, extract the oil, send it to me in drums, and that's how I got started in it. And then I found something for cellulite, and it was an asthma medication, if you can believe it, in a bronchial dilator, and it would affect a fat cell. You could rub it in the skin and penetrate the fat cell and trigger the, like pushing the button to make it release fat. And I brought that out, and people didn't believe me, but yet just distributors did, and women were sending me in pictures that, I don't know, today might even be classed as pornographic. Some of them were kind of nauseous, the before pictures, but the after picture looked pretty darn good. And so I was making this cellulite product. And then UCLA came out and said, the Department of Dermatology, yeah, we've discovered this ingredient, then it'll remove cellulite. And, man, it became a worldwide phenomenon. Little did they know it came from a secretary working for a research lab that was using my thigh cream, and she had reported it to a technician who said, yeah, this does work, and they took it to UCLA. And so they had all this fanfare, and it was on my ingredient. So I announced to the world that I had that ingredient right now, and it exploded my company. That's how I got started. That's my story. And from there, it just got bigger and bigger, and I kept researching the research to find the latest developments in science, not what was in the marketplace, but what was in science, not to use a little dab of this or that and make a big claim, but the products won't work like almost all other companies do, virtually all of our competitors, but to not to overhype and under-deliver, but to over-deliver from even with everything that we could say, and that's how I built products. And out of that, a certain number of people believed, and a number of people joined the company, and pretty soon I had $1 billion company, and I created 1,000 millionaires around the world, and the phenomenon grew. And that is my story up to now. And then a divorce, sold the company, but I had a chance to build the most massive plant in the world and to use the latest and greatest discoveries and to bring them out now and do things that wasn't possible to do 5 and even 10, especially 10 years ago. And so I'm doing it. Now we're in 45 countries. I was in 23 countries before, and we're ready to expand and become the greatest, largest network marketing company in the entire world. And that's what we're doing. We have a product, Brain Vitality. Take a 70-year-old brain, make it think it's 30 and act like it's 30 again. Pretty good. TSX grows you younger as you live longer. A phenomenon. Eternity with resveratrol. GlaxoSmithKline paid Harvard Medical School $720 million for the technology so they can build a pharmaceutical. We've got that same technology. We read their studies. Here it is in eternity right now. Fucoidan, research especially in Japan, most powerful product, cell signaler, supporting the immune system, anti-inflammatory, all of those things. We've got it, and I've got 20 patents on it, and about 12 on eternity with these things. Weight loss, sizzling, in the world where they're using these crappy soy-based products full of all kinds of health hazards that it triggers the estrogenic system that makes you want to gain fat after you've gone off a diet faster. We don't. We take milk, and we take out of 1,100 ingredients in milk, we take about a dozen of them and throw away all the other things, the things that cause problems with it. And now you have serum proteins, peptides, polypeptides, micellar calcium caseinate. You don't know what they all are, but I'll tell you what they do. They burn fat, they build muscle, they build lean, and you lose weight rapidly. And it doesn't come back on fast because you're not triggering the estrogenic system. There's nothing harmful in it. We have timeless minerals, and there's no toxic heavy metals as there is in virtually all other mineral-based cosmetics. Lipsticks. Look, 29 toxins in the average tube of lipstick. How much in ours? 0. That's the kinds of things we're doing in everything. A toothpaste that has a product much better than fluoride and not a cancer causer, and no toxicity to it at all. And it goes on and on. I can hit every single product. Omega-3 oils, which is the best, I can tell you. There's 3 different types. We put all 3 together. Our companies just use one. Why use one when the 3 do different things, and collectively 3 together might be equivalent of 10 times the power? You see, simple things done spectacularly well. That's our company. That's our mission. That's what we're doing. That's my story. That's the Sisel story. That's why I was working all day Saturday, from early in the morning, got up at 4, worked till about 10 at night. Yesterday, got up early, worked down here, went to church, came back, and then worked till about 10 at night again. Back again this morning, up at 5 and down here, and I'll be here till 10 or 12 tonight. Why? Do I get paid more? No, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help you to take back your lives, to become healthier, wealthier, and happier. So that's quite a story. Give it to you in 20 minutes or less, 15. You can need to get it quicker than that, but this is a big story, big company, but it's all designed for you. Think about that. This entire company is designed for you. It's your company. And you're the most important part of it all. Everything I do, everything these products are, everything the compensation plan, all the literature, all the gorgeous things that we do, all the travel, all the countries. I spent $18 million on software so we could program this manufacturing, the global seamless compensation plan, all for you. $100 million on the plant, all for you. That's what we're doing. You're the most important part. Do you feel appreciated? I hope you do, because we really appreciate you, and we believe in you. And we want you to believe in us, because we are doing it right, and I think we are the only ones. Quite a statement. The only ones that are doing it right. We're going to create tens of thousands of millionaires now, and we're on fire. We're ready to go. Are you? It's all here for you to do, so get your rear in gear and get going. That's my story. Start building yours. Get it down cold, deliver it hot, and paint mental pictures. And don't break the link. Talk to somebody every single day and put a link on your calendar from one day to another and connect them up, and don't break the link. And guess what you got in a year? You got a year full of links, and you got a bank account full of money, and you got a future that will never, ever end. And so that's a pretty good story for you, too. Do it for a year, and then you've got a story that you can really tell that people's mouths and will drop, and they'll say, boy, were you lucky. No, you weren't lucky. You worked hard and you had the right track to run on, and you build it. And we build it together.